Now we turn to where politics meets fonts. And don't worry, this will not be a debate about whether there's any reason to type in the font Comic Sans. That's too controversial even for us. But tonight we turn to Sharp Sans Display number 1. This is a font that draws on an older artsy look from the 1960s called avant-garde. And the people who create fonts were inspired by a magazine with that look and the designer who created its logo. So this font was a spin-off. And even if you're not interested in fonts, this one may be familiar because just like a slogan or a logo or a color scheme, presidential campaigns pick official fonts. And in 2016, the Clinton campaign tapped Sharp Sans Display number 1 for her campaign font. You see it there. And you can see it on her bus or the plane. Of course, on the text-rich campaign chum, like bumper stickers and the buttons and the yard signs. Don't forget, of course, the t-shirts and the mugs and those chillery Clinton beer cozies. They're on the brochures and the ads as well. And there it was, even floating next to President Obama's head when he endorsed Hillary for president. Now, most people never think about it because most people have other things to think about, but a consistent font on a campaign is just like a consistent look for a corporate brand. You expect all Coke products to have that same look. It makes it official. And it cues your audience and your target audience that whatever you're peddling is legit. Corporations take their brands very seriously. They even pursue fraud and trademark infringement cases because if somebody is stealing your look or your font, they're not just stealing consumers, they can undermine the entire brand in front of the world. So with that concept in mind, take a look at this fake ad shared on Twitter ahead of the 2016 election. Is purported to be a Clinton ad with, of course, her logo and, as you can imagine, her font to try to presumably make people think, here you go, this is trusted information from Hillary. But in that font, the ad actually says, save time, avoid the line, vote from home. Text Hillary with the number and we'll make history together. Now, of course, that whole thing is false and you can't vote from home by text. But not everyone necessarily knows that. Some people are voting for the first time. Some people are voting without a lot of civic education. Some people have maybe heard about advancements in technology, and if they fall into this fraud trap, meaning if they say, oh, I'm getting a message, an ad directly from Hillary Clinton in her voice, and she's addressing them, they might be more likely to think there is a new option to text from home. Why would Hillary lie about that? Of course, she didn't. Someone effectively lied through her brand. And this is a fake ad designed to prey on people to literally suppress their vote. The whole thing is newly exposed right now because House Democrats have just released these fake messages which came from the 2016 election, ads designed to suppress specifically Clinton voters, tricking them into not actually voting. Now, this isn't just a prank. This isn't just a problem over in some corner of the internet. This is part of the new face of voter suppression, which can be a felony, by the way. This is where innovation meets some very old, very dark tactics that we know of in American politics. And we're learning tonight there were many ads like this. They said things like, don't bother lining up on election day, text your vote for Clinton on November 8th. You can even vote early via text. Standard carrier rates apply. Or, as you get even more out there, vote by hashtag. Type the word Hillary, post it to Twitter or Facebook using the hashtag presidential election to cast your vote. And here are smiling people with their cell phones and their font doing it. Voting from home or from school or from work. There were even a bunch of these made in Spanish in that font to reach that audience. And there were fake celebrity endorsements as well. This took a lot of work. Here's one with a fake list of documents you would need, falsely claiming you have to bring all of them to be allowed to vote in Illinois. Don't have your naturalization certificate and all these other things, then don't show up to vote. Now again, to be clear, all of this is false. These are the tricks of voter suppression. Who did it? Well, we know about the ads, but not their origins. The lawmakers who released all these ads in the name of transparency did not state the sourcing. We do know some were shared by automated bots, which foreign operations and Russian disinformation campaigns, of course, have been using. Now, the point here is not whether these efforts themselves were really successful or totally negligible. The point's not whether they impacted the outcome of the 2016 race. That's actually a question that some people use to shut down accountability for what happened in 2016. more than that question is used to enlighten. The point is, there are major and sophisticated and ongoing attempts to undermine our democracy, to violate your right to vote. And they must be exposed. They must be stopped. And we need a government under enough pressure to do something about it if we're serious about maintaining a healthy civic society.